Lesson 5.2 is about linear equations in the form of y equals mx. And in section 5.1 we learned that if it has that form, it goes through the origin and it is a straight line on a graph. So anything on a graph that is a straight line is called a linear equation. So up here we're going to put linear equations. We are going to learn more forms than just this one. Y equals mx is an example of a linear equation that is a proportional relationship. In this first example, it says a restaurant is running a lunch special. Write an equation that models the lunch price y based on the original price x. So we know that it has to be in the form of y equals mx. So our job is to figure out what this m value is. So if we look at the sign, it says the lunch special is that all prices are 1/3 off. So if we get 1/3 off of the price, that means the whole price is 1 and we take off 1/3, which means we have to pay 2/3. So if we have to pay 2/3 of the price, remember that of means times. So if I write in words that we pay 2/3 of the price, that means that we do y equals 2/3 times, because of means times, so 2/3 times the price, which is x. So that is the equation for this scenario. Moving on to the second example, this is also an example of a proportional relationship because you can see it is a straight line. And remember, the origin is the point 0, 0, so it goes through the origin. So that means that it will have an equation of y equals mx. Now let's read the example. It says the number of words y you can type in x minutes can be represented by the equation y equals 55x. So over here I'm going to put the word u. And then underneath it, I'm going to put y equals 55x. The number of words your friend can type in x minutes is modeled by the graph. So this is your friend's typing. And it's asking which of you can type faster. Well, in your friend's graph, we should choose a point that's easy to identify. So if we take a look, I can see that this point here is easy to identify, and that is the point 9, 450. So the point 9, 450 is easy to identify on the graph, and from our work yesterday in section 5.1, we learned that the m value is always going to be y divided by x. So I'm going to take my y value, and my y value is 450, and I'm going to divide it by my x value, 9. So it's 950 divided by 9. I'm sorry, 450. Let's fix that. 450 divided by 9. So my m value is 50, because 450 divided by 9 is 50. So over here, I'm going to write your friend. And the equation that your friend has is y equals the m value, which we just found out was 50, times x. Now let's talk about what those M's stand for. The M was the Y, which, if I erase some of this writing over here, the Y value talks about words, and the X value talks about minutes. So when I did Y divided by X, I'm really talking about words per minute. So here, this M value in both equations is the number of words you can type per minute. So you can type 55 words per minute, and your friend can type 50 words per minute. So which of you can type faster? You can. This is a faster rate. So you can type faster. Than your friend. Okay, let's take a look at the third example. Here, the graph shows the distance d a car travels in time t at a constant speed r. So we are asked, what is the constant speed of the car? How far will the car travel in 2 hours? How long will it take the car to travel 120 miles? And we are asked to write an equation in d equals rt form to model the situation. So let's talk about the constant speed of the car. Speed is miles per hour. So if you take a look at your axes, miles is your y and hours is your x. So miles per hour would be your y divided by your x. Alright, so let's find a point that's easily identifiable. So I can see that on my graph there are lots of points that are easily identified. I'm going to use that point there. So that's the point 260. So when I do my y divided by my x, it's 60 over 2. 60 over 2 is equal to 30. And remember, that was miles per hour. So the constant speed of the car is 30 miles per hour. All right, how far will the car travel in 2 hours? So, actually, I already picked that point, didn't I? So if you look at 2 hours, you follow that over, and that's 60 miles. How long will it take the car to travel 120 miles? So here I'm going to look for 120. I kind of wrote over it, but 120 miles. See where that graph hits, and that hits 4 hours. So it will take 4 hours to travel 120 miles. So let's take a look at an equation. The d equals rt. Let's write this down. D equals rt stands for distance equals rate times time. That is a very commonly used formula. Distance equals rate times time. So, I know that my rate from part A was 30 miles per hour. So my equation is going to be distance equals 30 times time. So D equals 30t is my equation. E equals 30t. 30 is my rate. So that sums up section 5.2.